Kenny Chesney is an American country singer. With 30 million albums sold worldwide, he released his debut, In My Wildest Dreams, in 1994, and has since released 19 follow-ups. His albums spawned 27 singles that have peaked within the top 40 of the Billboard Hot 100. Born March 26, 1968, age 56 years, Knoxville, Tennessee, United States. Spouse, Renée Zellweger, M. 2005 to 2005. Height, 1.68 meters. Parents, David Chesney, Karen Chandler. Siblings, Jennifer Chandler. Kenny Chesney net worth $180 million. Personal life. In 2000, Chesney and Tim McGraw were involved in a scuffle with police in Saratoga Springs, New York, after Chesney attempted to ride a police horse. McGraw came to Chesney's aid after police officers nearby believed the horse was being stolen. The two were arrested and charged, Chesney for disorderly conduct and McGraw for assault, but were acquitted in 2001. On May 9, 2005, Chesney married actress Renée Zellweger in a ceremony on the island of St. John. They had met in January at a relief event for the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami. On September 15, 2005, after only 4 months of marriage, they announced their plans for an annulment. Zellweger cited fraud as the reason in the related papers, and after media scrutiny of her use of the word fraud, she qualified the use of the term, stating that it was simply legal language and not a reflection of Kenny's character. Chesney later suggested the failure of his marriage was due to the fact that I panicked. In an interview by 60 Minutes with Anderson Cooper, Chesney commented on the failed marriage, "The only fraud that was committed was me thinking that I knew what it was like, that I really understood what it was like to be married, and I really didn't." The annulment was finalized in late December 2005. Since 2012, Chesney has been dating Mary Nolan. Chesney follows a strict diet that includes avoiding eating carbohydrates after 5 p.m. In 2018, Forbes estimated Chesney's annual income at $37 million. In 2017, Chesney's house on St. John, U.S. Virgin Islands, was destroyed by Hurricane Irma. He fell in love with the island after shooting the music video for How Forever Feels. In January 2022, Chesney sold his 12,600 square foot home on 56 acres in Franklin, Tennessee for $11.5 million, which represented a loss in real terms. He paid $9.2 million for it in 2009. On religion, Chesney has stated, "There's things about religion that I don't necessarily agree with or understand, but I'm a big believer in spirituality. I've seen songs change people, and that's spiritual." Early life. Chesney was born on March 26, 1968, in Knoxville, Tennessee, United States, at St. Mary's Medical Center and was raised in Luttrell. He is of English and Irish descent. He is the son of David Chesney, a former elementary school teacher, and Karen Chandler, a hairstylist in the Knoxville area. Chesney has one sibling, a younger sister named Jennifer Chandler. In 1986, Chesney graduated from Gibbs High School, where he played baseball and football. He received his first guitar for Christmas and began teaching himself how to play it. Chesney studied advertising at East Tennessee State University in Johnson City, where he was a member of the ETSU Bluegrass program and the Lambda Chi Alpha fraternity and graduated in 1990. In 1989, he recorded a self-released demo album, Good Old Boy at Heart, at the Classic Recording Studio in Bristol, Virginia. He sold 1,000 copies while performing at the local clubs in Johnson City and used the money from album sales to help himself buy a new guitar. After graduation from East Tennessee State in 1990, he moved to Nashville, Tennessee, where he performed at several local clubs. In March 1991, he passed an audition to sing at the Bluebird Cafe. He became the resident performer at the Turf, a honky-tonk bar in the city's historic district. Career and awards. In 1992, the head of writer relations at BMI, Clay Bradley, recommended Chesney to his friend, Troy Tomlinson, at Opryland Music Group. Chesney performed 5 songs during his audition for Tomlinson. Chesney left the audition with a songwriter's contract. A year later, an appearance at a songwriters showcase led to a contract with Capricorn Records, which had recently started a country division. Chesney's debut album, In My Wildest Dreams, was released on the independent Capricorn Records label in April 1994. The album's first two singles, Whatever It Takes and The Tin Man, both reached the lower regions of the U.S. Billboard Hot Country Singles and Tracks chart. The album sold approximately 10,000 copies before Capricorn Records closed its country music division in Nashville later that year and moved to Atlanta. In June 1995, Chesney signed with BNA Records and released his second studio album All I Need to Know. The album produced 3 singles. Fall in Love and the title track both reached the top 10, while Grandpa Told Me So peaked at number 23. That same year, Chesney co-wrote Confederate Railroad's single When You Was My Age from their album When and Where. Chesney utilized musicians playing the fiddle and pedal steel guitar throughout this album, as he felt this would highlight the open country, down-home feelings in his music. Fiddle and pedal steel further helped to complement his Eastern Tennessean accent and twang heard in his singing and inflections. One of the intentions behind the record was to capture the traditional spirit that had made early country music so popular. Chesney's third studio album and his second major label one, titled Me and You, was released in June 1996. Its first single, Back in My Arms Again, peaked just outside the top 40 on the country charts, while both the title track, which Chesney had recorded on his previous album, and When I Close My Eyes, previously recorded by Keith Palmer on his 1991 debut album and then by Larry Stewart on his 1993 debut album Down the Road, peaked at number 2. Me and You was Chesney's first album to be certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of America, RIA. A cover of Mac McAnally's 1990 single Back Where I Come From was also included on this album. Even though Chesney's version was never released as a single, it has been regularly performed during his concerts.